Yeah, we were talking about environment. Yeah, I think, like you were saying, that we don't really even know what it is to not be in the environment we've lived in. I mean, we've seen the lives of others who may not live in the same way. I mean, obviously, even some minorly different or super different in their ways of life and environment. Some people have good or bad, pretty bad environments. I think it is important not to be like ignorant of those things. I think it's good to be very aware that there are.
We can when we're young, but you come 18 years old, that's the time you begin to want to know the world, know your place in the world.
Yeah, and I do.
Know life, place in life. So, Go ahead.
Yeah, and I do really, for sure, I want to know like my place in life, and I think the only real way to know your place in life is to see what other places there are, so you know what you are, because you're just looking through one like keyhole. You can't really see the rest.
That's a good point to look at.
Yeah, because you can't really see the rest.
Yeah.
And in that sense, you don't even know where you are, because you don't know what else there is. Yeah. And I do, but know some stuff, not much.
Sure.
I have been pretty sheltered, I guess.
That's a good word as well to describe where you guys are.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No.
It's a blessing to be sheltered.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of other families deal with a lot of parental problems or schooling problems, environment. So we've definitely stayed away from those things or been free of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been surprised to just see most, not close friends, but other friends I've had. Most of them have had some kind of like divorce problem in their family.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Like pretty much all of them.
Oh wow.
Most of my just other friends, yeah.
See that trauma carried, a woman carried. You cannot talk to people, right? So,
yeah. I mean that they can talk about it. I mean,
it's normalized that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, it's normal. That's crazy to me because that's terrible. That's a normal thing.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been really interesting to see throughout the years and kind of come into a more understanding of like, oh yeah, guess that's how the world in modern society kind of works. It starts from when somebody starts in the youth, when you just kind of, that mindset you build is just kind of corrupts the rest of the way you live your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think.
Yeah. You grew up with a divorced parent.
Right.
It's very hard to have a healthy family start. I mean, that restraint versus no. If you said, no, I'm not gonna ever get divorced. Well, divorce means you have to stuck together as a couple the rest of your life. How to do that? A divorced family don't necessarily know how to impart that to you to keep family together, right? So,
right. Yeah. There's not knowledge of that.
Exactly. So, then think about if you are not confident to be a unified family. Always struggle with that, whether you like it or not. Is conscience, right? So even you do a good job, even then you're still troubled. Am I doing the right job? Really, heartfelt confidence and joy to invest in the coming generation, right? So for you, I'm thinking on that kind of former regime life, was very happy. Oh, my children all grew up happily, right? I'm now a good job, right? So that's your city. That's your city. They didn't get messed up. But what a standard there.
Right.
I'm not saying being prideful, but your children can excel, right? To flourish in life, right? So to build something so healthy and so beyond merely not mess it up. Right? So, that's sitting. You sleep under that sitting. Oh, I just did not do wrong things. What about the excellent things? Fulfill the life potentials. I'm so happy none of them get divorced. My children never got divorced. That's shadow from your divorced parents that dictate to you. I mean, then you don't understand. Well, not divorce is one thing. Do I have a very happy family? Fulfilled family? That's a total another thing, you know. So, yeah. Is that making sense to you? Much like in the Bible, spiritual world comes sin consciousness versus
sun.
There you go. Yeah, I think you already made the connection there. So yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Basically living for that kind of conscience.
Yeah.
Whole life.
And you had no idea you're on the shadow of it. Had no idea. Whatever you're doing, do your best.
Yeah, a lot of people just have that shadow not even knowing it because they've inherited it from a life.
Yeah.
Their parents that didn't even recognize it.
And by the way, divorce, not divorce, I'm not saying we should be careless about that. It's really had nothing to do with that. So divorce, not divorce, become a standard for you. So whether you been successful in raising your children or not.
Yeah, that should be something that's almost secondary.
Yes.
It shouldn't be something you like.
That's right.
Super worry about.
That's right.
Because
that's
if you
right.
lived your
yeah,
life
that's right.
in the right way, that should be something that shouldn't be thought of.
It's exactly. It's art expression of something greater, deeper, more profound.
It's almost like the same concept of if you're super afraid of something, it's gonna happen. You know.
That's right.
Your focus, like when you're walking on a tightrope or something.
Eggshell.
You're so afraid you're gonna fall.
Exactly.
The whole point is not to fall. You're gonna probably
you'll
gonna fall.
Yeah. That's right. Life is on the tightrope all the time.
Right. If not falling is not in your mind, if the goal is to get to the other side. You know?
Yeah. Most religious people, I mean, they walk like that. Eventually, they don't feel unsafe. You know. So you can't afford making mistakes. I'm not saying we shouldn't make mistakes. That's not my point.
Yeah.
The point, everybody stumble, everybody gonna make some mistakes. That's a part of the deal of learning life, you know. I'm not saying afraid to make mistakes. I'm saying you learn things, right? So that's my life. The other day, I think that this guy, he's an actor, but he has his scenes. You know, I learned nothing from his success. Everything I learned from failures.
Yeah.
That's a little bit, I think, well, you know, I can learn from either side. If it's success, it's good success.
The point is just learning from everything. You know?
Exactly. But more important, you need to learn from failures. Most of the people is weed anything negative in their past. Where unhealthy idea would mean to forgive others that didn't forgive you. Forgiving means don't mention it anymore. Just cancel that experience, cancel that memory. Rather, we can talk about it, work through it, share our burden, learn some good lessons, and cheer on the good lessons we learn from it.
It's almost like forgive but don't forget.
Yes,
you know?
Yes. I mean, how you learn anything from forgetfulness?
Right.
I mean, yeah,
still happen.
That's there's no victory. It's under a shadow of man. That negative experience, it's such a downer. So,
yeah.
I mean, we did that. Remember that? Oh, so down we were. Remember that? That's my friend. My friend was talk to you the one, you know, and then we laugh over those things. Later years, so absolutely laugh over those things. Remember that time you did that? Oh yeah. He has no problem with that. So, I mean, obviously the worst sensitive guy. So, maybe the stubborn and prideful, but later down he's so changed. No, I mean, never get upset with me. I remember he's so respectful. you know. So he treat my parents like his own parents. That's how respectful he is. So he would anyway. Don't want to expose a lot of his life, but he's very honorable. He would prepare the similar gifts to my parents. I lived there for a few years after that, so to visit. So because I think somehow they grew up, somehow either widowed or orphaned. So the big brother is really big brother for him as well. I don't know exactly the details, but oftentimes he would talk to my parents, so respectful. He's a little bit like Chen. He's a teacher in the college, So he's high. He feels he's a high intellectual. I mean, there's a little bit proudful here in his life, and you can't tell young people like that when they're in this mode. They will wake up, yak out of it, but right. And we did through that experience yak him out of it, but it was. So after that, he really wanted to know my parents how they raise up the children. That's literally he curious about. Yeah. My parents, what's the deal? He's a professor, or not professor, teacher in college. So he's highly educated. So evidently there's some huge conversation happened after whatever transpired there. Yeah, I remember he would bring his girlfriend to me, okay, for me to screen them.
Mm-hmm,
yeah. I tell you, I have strange experience in life, right?
You tell me, I get a lot of people counseling.
Yeah, exactly. So they want me to look at the girlfriend.
See if you approve.
Exactly. So I'm so sorry. That's crazy stuff, right? Yeah. So who do that? We're peers, we're classmates. So even my big brother do that when I was young. So it's not a strange experience for me, but it's a little weird, however, right? So yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's not funny. It makes sense because you're.
They don't do that often, So there's such practice in China in the sense we want others to have a say over, eventually someone get married, especially.
Yeah.
But not everybody, right, doing that. No, they involve your peer relation, often is elder, So.
Right.
Yeah. That's. In my circle, so it's almost inevitable. Everyone close to me, they went through that process with me. Because I'm so close to them, I don't know why. So they have a girlfriend, they will introduce me to them. So sorry. I remember this is a story. Okay, so I have a lot of strange stuff, but I have a little bit of colorful life, okay?
Yeah.
Actually, a little bit, you look at it a little bit, where you, not big events, but on a personal score, where strange life, right? So abnormal life. Abnormal, yeah. So I have this classmate. He's my roommate. So he's bigger, older. Mm-hmm. He's a leader student at that time. I in college, so
right.
I'm involved with other things, a department. He's head of our class. So. Mm-hmm. So we're always together. We're so close, three of us, so close. Each one was head something. So later on, I became a head of department. I'm resigned, mm-hmm. and involved some college stuff, university stuff. So mm-hmm. Not big, but we have this working relationship in college years. So
right.
Kind of guy. But he was the son of a regional representative. It's a very good job, actually. So, and in the capital city, the province. So I have a lot of time involved with the father. His father was have an office and something. So not too much, but know enough the people, enough that circle of people, making some tea, so. And so he went to Shanghai to this place. They have a huge building in Shanghai. Those they call the Pudong, a new developed place. And the whole regional university, government university, to have a commercial building. So he charged the sale for the whole building. Very good job. So to sell the lot, 50 floors or something, is huge building. So yeah. So the time I met him, 1 year, I went to Shanghai. That's after work, I work in different regions and have this conference, financial manager supposed to attend this conference. They started to come to Shanghai. So I fly over the whole company, the whole set company. I'm one of the many, financial managers there. So fly over, he heard I'm coming, which is, unplanned. So I told him I'm coming. He said, okay, why don't you come to my place? So when they're deep in the night, I remember, man, it was hard to get. Those days, Pudong is undeveloped yet. So went to the place, had a good time, basically. So he was introduced his wife, now to get married. So I know he's getting married, I just don't know which girl it is. So, and the first, sitting down, introduce his wife. The first round is about a half hour or more, apologize to me. Get married, then get a big ceremony. There were a lot of things going on. So I never introduced the girl to me. I said, well, why? The girl he met in college years. And so explained, because the girl was not a college girl, it's working other endeavors. So yeah, he met. So those days Chinese don't encourage how about a girlfriend when you're in college. So profusely, my point is profusely apologize that I didn't introduce a girlfriend when college years. I was his best buddy, the first time I met. So this, they don't. Chinese is interesting, they want to apologize to you, they don't go out apologize, right? So the girl made a huge face.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
like
for
that
me.
kind of apology,
I'm
man.
literally, so.
That's how I'm gonna apologize to someone next.
I know, so yeah. So the girl was, obviously, Chinese don't do those things often, but the girl is so apologetic. The wife. But, because the husband did not properly introduce. Yeah. I would say he's a best friend. So yeah. Did that make sense to you?
Yeah, it makes sense. Apologetic.
So I had to post my trip to just hang around with them for the whole day. So we're getting drunk again. He resigned, we don't meet each other. Remember, Shanghai is a big place, and we're far. Yeah, so we don't see each other. I'm working in a total another city, so finally hung around. So we're roaming around the city around. Those days are not yet developed, so it's one of the first few buildings built up is one of their buildings. So yeah. So that is very interesting, huh? I don't know. I don't think that building is provincial. It's actually not regional. It's provincial. The province built a building there. So interesting. Government built building those days, commercialize it. So that's very hard to explain. So I still remember called the Qilu Dalao. Qilu means the province. So. Yeah. Life gets through different curves and through different people, and it's very hard to come about beautiful people, Yeah. in the future you open up. I think you're good at it. It's natural. Look at the friends you make. The beautiful people. So, and you have your dad always were wise in that regard as well. So yeah. Your dad loves people. So your grandpa loves people. So yeah, they care about
too,
it. I'm sorry. Huh?
I think I do too. Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. That's the point. Yeah. All of you guys do care deeply about people. That is something always to be cherished. Don't let the world sizzle that, twist that, and defile that. So, if there's one thing that in my life, the way that it support me and make life very enjoyable and colorful, it's because when you care of people, people know. So am I? So so yeah. There are bad people out there for sure, but you don't have to hang around with those people all the time. So so they invest in people, maybe some probably have some problem. So maybe God can change them, or maybe as through a friendship, something can be changed.
Sure.
As long as they're not dishonest people, wicked people, perverted people. Does that make sense to you? Decent people, so they may be stubborn and have funny characters. It's okay. You care about people not because the small stuff, the surface stuff. So is that making sense to you? Yeah. With that, let's wrap up. I enjoy my conversation with you because it's a radio audience. So you take things. You can understand what I'm gonna share when I share. So yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it too. I like what you were talking about. What we were talking about, like the example you use of divorce, and like if you're trying your hardest not to do something, you probably will do it if it's all you're focusing on not doing. Yeah, this is a really interesting thought. I haven't thought in that way before. So
yeah, you come to the age to think about getting married someday.
Yeah.
You must find someone. Treat those things very seriously, marriage. So,
yeah.
I mean it. So you don't just because somebody's beautiful, resourceful, very likable, then forget to ask, what do you think about marriage?
Yeah, I think that's why it's important for me to wait on God's timing and that, so that I'm not just finding someone that's from my own desire. Yeah,
people have different standard. Most of the people in America, or modern day, and mankind maybe, in modern day, I think should say, is marriage because we have affection, we like each other.
Yeah.
Not come together as a holy union. As something that sometimes you don't like it. The people who get married not always likable, but nothing wicked, bad, anything. You have an obligation, however, to be faithful, to work through problems, right? So people can change in time, for good or for bad. You work at changing each other for the good, rather than rob each other's in the wrong way. Eventually, say, I don't really. Well, hold on a minute. Everything happened. It's not one-sided, especially in a marriage relationship. You see my point? Some say, this is true. Somebody is unfaithful to the partner of life. Well, unfaithful. Why unfaithful? It's always a start of something within, but oftentimes people unfaithful will blame one another, myself, for what the other might, rather than tracing back where we started this whole thing. We don't like each other, prefer each other. In marriage, you must learn to prefer others before yourself. That's so simple. But most people get married is because they want something. You don't have a healthy understanding of marriage, what the power of marriage is. Not the duty marriage is, the power marriage is. You will not understand the power of prefer others before yourself means. But true love is always about prefer others before you. That's true love. You don't really love anybody if you can't do that. If I don't prefer you before me, I don't have to love you. What you care, what you profoundly rejoice with or troubled about, I don't really care. You must yield to my preference, what I like, what I don't like, what I good, all the time. That's enslavement. That's unfair. So that's not love. That's not love. That's you the tearing of how relations is a part of what you want to be. So love is prefer others before yourself. In the end of the day, you must learn how to do that and take a joy in doing that. Am I making sense here? If you love somebody, you don't want to do the best for them?
Yeah.
What love is that? You had to ask them to do the best for you? And oftentimes, narcissistic, self-centered love would do everything on the surface, but in the end, it's what I want, right? I feel satisfied. No care about what others really care about. I'm not having wicked, perverted desires or interests, right? So I'm talking the healthy, uplifting, and noble desires. And yeah, so is that making sense to you? So, yeah. Well, in that light, it's not called a compromise. Well, that's a compromise. That's not a compromise. I actually think it's called a sacrifice.
Yep.
Sacrifice means you happily do it. A pleasant willing sacrifice.
Maybe a lot of situations where you're not happy with the situation, but it's maybe the way it has to be.
It's okay. Yeah. If others are happy, not sheepishly said, I just want to be.
Yeah, like you're saying, just sacrifice where you're not getting your way.
Exactly. So think about it. Let's choose a restaurant to talk about. I really don't like to go to Mexican restaurant tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a birthday for my wife, and she wanted to eat some tortilla soup. What's wrong for me to eat some taco tonight? So, mm-hmm. Certain people will take issue with that.
Yep.
And your wife perfectly know you don't like Mexican food tonight. Or maybe you don't even mention it to spoil the joy. So is that making sense to you? She knows nothing about it. There are certain marriages so beautiful. This is the kind of marriage I like. It's, certain, honey, you always like egg sauce in the breakfast, right? So, okay. Turn out the guy don't like sauce in the breakfast anything else. I don't think that's bad, good, and perfect example, but you can eventually be after a while tell them I don't really prefer sauce. Nobody take offense. But certain people, it's allowable to think about. It's all allowed. Just I'm gonna eat the sauce every morning. That's so fine. Mm-hmm. No big deal. Eating sauce is not. I'm not talking about something gonna hurt you. Right? No harm to you totally. Yeah. No big deal. Yeah, healthy dialogue, fast food dialogue is healthy, but that's adorable. That kind of heart behind it. I think we need to really cherish that kind of heart. Yes. Why you make sauce for me? Don't you understand? I don't like sauce. Yeah. After 10 years, you're still making sauce. What's wrong with you? What a small man. That marriage is not going to be happy. Yeah. Rather than, honey, I'm sorry, I'll just make some sauce for our kids, and the work. There's some left over, Do you want me something else? Or you want to eat the sauce? Oh, no big deal. I'll eat the sauce. Right? So, is that making sense here? Absolutely not self-centered life.
Right.
Yeah. You pray for us. Wrap it up here.
Amen.
So, yeah.
Lord. Yes, Lord, we thank you for wisdom that can be understood in life. Lord, I pray that as I become older and step into some different eras of life, Lord, that I would grow in wisdom, Lord, and not in knowledge per se. Lord, I do pray for myself that I would not live a self-centered life, Lord. As it is definitely something I have struggled with. Lord, I pray that I would grow out of that. And truly grow out of it by learning to put others before myself. Lord, anybody. In any relationship, Lord. Lord, I just thank you for your love and your mercy. In Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Let's